Hey, this is Roman with Roman's Canine Training, and I'm happy to answer your dog training questions. So you have 3 minutes to give me your questions, and like we will answer it and make things better for you and your dog. So I'm hearing your questions. So here's how it works. You see on your right lower corner, you will see a send message. So if you click on that backslash, you will see a question on the very bottom. So by asking the question, you have to backslash and then a Q and then type in your question, which I can see your question and I will pull the question on the screen. That way you basically post your questions and I answer that. Okay. So let's go. I want somebody, Sophie, I want you to be on board as co-host. Good. So if something happens to me, we're good. Okay. So guys, go ahead with your questions. So I put you here Infograph and you guys can open it and download it. That's my short gift. You mind to put your earphones on because I get the feedback. So these are 10 tips that you could possibly save your dog's life if you check them every day. Okay. So this is gone. I'll close my Facebook page so nothing runs in the background. So we have our first question. Any tips for puppy in house feeding? Pick one question.
Can't hear, it's breaking up.
Okay. So Judy asked the question. I want you to pick one of your 4 questions. Which one do you want? Tips for puppy in the house, general term. You have not tearing stuff up, okay? Not getting into trash. Okay, let's start with not getting into trash. Right. Secure your trash. Next question. That was easy, right? Secure your trash. There are trash bins. I have my trash bin is in that closet over there. In that closet. So nobody can get in my closet without opening the door. So the trash things is secured. There are trash bins who have a safety feature that basically you have to pull out and open the bin. I know I'm freezing sometimes. Okay? You can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond in US. Good. So the next thing you can do is basically put them in a corner in a compartment where she doesn't have access. Good. One other thing you can do is you put the garbage can away behind closed doors. Yep, that's pretty much what we do. What I do also, so they don't, let me see, look at my face. This is how I freeze, Jesus. Okay, so in that bin over there, or where it's down here, there, I have a hook between these 2 front doors. So in order for him to open it, he needs 6 fingers because you cannot open this with 5 fingers.
Keep breaking up.
Yeah, I know it's kind of weird. That's why I want you like on backup here. So next question. Not getting into trash, not counter surfing. Well, counter surfing, it's an easy part because you can block the dog going into the kitchen. So what I usually do is in my training session is I take a blue tape and tape the intersection and create a square that secures to enter the dog in the kitchen. So I would teach him to stay away from the kitchen. Okay, so first of all, he shouldn't have anything on a counter. It's like having a child. You don't have things on the counter. So if you go away from the kitchen and he goes into the kitchen, meaning is he waits for the opportunity. So give him a command, down, stay on his bed. So it's not about the counter surfing, it's about your dog staying in the bed or staying away from that area. What's up? We have an Australian Shepherd who just got it dropped off and he's really, really, really pissed. He's like, I want to go back to Australia. Correct. So she has to give appropriate options. This is the correct answer. So what I do is, again, I create a frame, I create a confined space around the kitchen, and I teach the dog to stay out of the confined space. It's easy to do. You start sitting in the kitchen, do your stuff, cheat. I'm waiting for my screen to unfreeze. Okay, so if you have the line, let's pretend that's the line, he will cheat by putting his paw on the line. You don't accept that paw on the line. You don't accept the nose to touch the line. You don't accept the tail to touch the line. So make sure the line is defined, that nobody touches that line. Okay? If he touches the line, you don't need to be angry. Scream, have him sit a little bit further back and reward him for staying there. Okay? You can put a marker by saying leave it, which means leave the intention to cross the line. So the most appropriate word or the most appropriate command for the dog not to enter the kitchen is to say leave it, leave the intention to go in the kitchen. Good. So Judy got 3 questions. Next question. Let me grab something to drink. Somebody's panting. Sounds like a mastiff. Slash and the Q, leave a space and put your question.
Unfortunately, only
Judy,
hear
are you
half
happy
of what
with
you're
the
saying.
answers? Can
You
you
be gone for 15 seconds and then come back. So I don't know if everybody is experiencing this or if it's only
Did
me.
I miss any question? Okay. I see myself also freezing. Okay, let me take care of that. Good.
Habit, you're noisy.
I'm always complaining about my friends, and finally I'm the one who sucks on his internet. So I tried to reduce the noise. Good. I'm right back.
Yes, habit is hard because we were outside rushing, getting some things done, going to play in the parking lot, and we ate and we rushed here. So now he's got to settle down.
So, no question. Awesome. Why are we here? No questions. Good. So, Sophie, tell us about your dog training video that you just
I
posted.
had to go drop my son off somewhere, and I figured I have a few minutes to take Abbott maybe to the canal where we usually go, but at dusk you can't go anymore. So I went to
the
a
video,
home building parking lot that we have 5 minutes away, and I did let him do his business, minutes met around, and then I just did a few drills in the parking lot with him, where I made him, follow me, go on a jog, like a trot, and stop and sit and lay down and look and let's go and with treats, and that's about it. And so I did post that, and Jess just commented on it that she liked it. And now, yeah, he's got to settle down.
Sorry, my
I
voice
quickly
almost
gave him
breaking
some
up.
food, and now we could join here. It was all prepared in the morning. I make his food, his batch, because he eats raw food, and he had his other meal, and now he's got to settle down.
So let's welcome our two friends who came here. The one who's joining is Spy Gadget Rentals. Hello there. So, and who else is on board? So how do you stop a dog from barking, 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 barking? That's a mean question. Well, here's the thing. First of all, let's... Okay, one question at a time. So let's ask about the barking part. First of all, excessive barking comes from the throat. Okay, so you have, let's see it from the energy standpoint of view. Okay, so you have a dog who has an issue on his throat. So once your husband is a Reiki master, I would suggest to do a dedicated Reiki session on your dog and focusing on his throat. So you should expect a blue color. So if you go into the session and you focus on the throat, first of all, you calm the dog down in general, you go through all the chakras. And as you go through the chakras, you want to see the individual colors in each chakra. And if you don't see the color, then you have to remove the color you see. Okay, that's not the color that should be, and then add the color you want it to have to balance, in order to balance it out. You can use crystals to help. For example, what I have here is a nice, who recognize this guy here? Okay, right. So it comes from the throat. Barking comes from the throat. Barking comes energy-wise from unexpressed emotions. That could be from the owner, from the very close relatives, whoever the dog is attached to, could be the child, could be the husband, whoever, or could be a general family systemic issue. The things that are unsaid in the family, that dog tries to verbalize. Okay, that's a systemic approach. So you want to clear that approach. You want to clear that option to focus on the throat and do energy healing on the throat in order to calm that system down. You can use any blue color crystal, but go slow. Rescue Remedy will help, but you can do also crystal elixir. So whatever is blue, not that blue, that's a fake crystal, but whatever is blue you can use. And just focusing there. Yes, but I would focus first also to the owner, to the direct connected person, to the dog, because maybe the dog may express through the owner the untold things. It could be being unhappy in a relationship, could be I'm suppressing myself, I'm not saying things, I'm just shutting up and I'm saying anything. So that kind of things have to get out first. If that is cleared, the next thing you want to do is remedies. obviously it will help to calm in general this excitement. The dog is talking for his owner. Yep, that most likely will be the case. And if you cannot say that to the client because he will not accept that kind of answer, I would eventually organize a remote session on the dog. Dogs are very sensitive for doing a remote Reiki session. What the only thing you do is I use a picture of the dog so I can focus on the dog. Sometimes, let me show you what I do to help myself a little bit. I use a real dog, like a fake dog. I kind of download the energy of the dog I'm talking about and put the dog in here or in that dog, and then I use my pendulum and pendulum around the chakras that I visualize and see exactly what's going on. So I can read the pendulum on this projected dog, and I can read which part we have an issue. I hope it makes sense. Good. So we have that answer. So the next option you can do is you can have an excessive barker because he just is funny to tell you what to do all the time. Well, in the extreme case, I want to make sure that the dog has all these needs satisfied, which, if you go back to the screen that I posted before, you want the dog to have water, fresh water, okay? I pointed out fresh water, food, appropriate food, enough food, and healthy food. The next thing you want, you should have enough exercise and not any leftovers of stress. That's because it was raining, we didn't walk him yesterday, because I'm tired today, I just walked him 5 minutes, and the dog starts barking. That could be an issue. Hi, Martina. We're talking about barking dogs. Maybe somebody wants to fill in Martina. She just got back. So the next thing you want to check is the dog had exercised, he doesn't have any accumulated stress, and trust me, even if you did a long session with him and walked with a long time, you want to see that a dog can accumulate its stress in 3 days. So before I call in Pistachio, which I really like pistachios, I would really like you to tell us what do you want the question. So I'm not calling anybody there if I don't see the question first, so we can talk about it. So Pistachio, please ask your questions by using the backslash and the Q, a space, and post your question, and then I can call you in. So next question was, sorry, I cannot scroll up for some weird reason. What do I do dogs with storm anxiety? Good. What do you do with dogs with storm anxiety? First thing I would check is what is the dog really reacting to? Is the dog reacting to the barometric pressure? First question. Or is the dog reacting to noise? Or is the dog reacting to emotions? Sorry. If the dog reacts on barometric pressure, I would get a $30 family home-based. Good, Pistachio, I'll call you next. So you want to check the barometric pressure, and when your dog gets excited and you see it and you know that the weather is coming, I want you to look at this barometric pressure and see what barometric indication you have. And I want you to make a marker and mark that number, okay? And as soon as you see him panting, I would use calming remedies instantly because you want to see where the dog reacts. So if you suppress him, you will not see what's coming up. So you want to do that test drive and see exactly what's going on. The second thing you want to do if he hears noises, which is the easier part. So if he hears the noise and then he reacts about the stress, then I would use a counter treatment. You can go to a YouTube account, Google thunder and lightning music 2 hours. Okay, there's a 2 hours music in there, just thunders and rains and whatever. Use that and start treating your dog counter that. you put on your super new hi-fi radio system. Exactly, that works good. And then start treating with that. Start with low noise, low volume, and increase the volume. Just have it run throughout the day in the background. Just let it run. Desensitize, correct. Okay. So the next thing, if the dog reacts to your emotions, and I say that because some people get this feeling, oh my God, I have to put my stuff in the house. Things get wet. My dirty. So sometimes dogs pick on that stuff up too. So I want you to catch yourself and see, wait a minute, my dog is panting. How do I feel right now? I feel excitable because the car is out there and they say that it will be like hail and my insurance is not paid. Oh my God, the kids are still in school and I'm freaking out and the dog freaks out. Okay, so make sure when the dog starts, is it barometric pressure? Is it noise reactive or is it emotional reactive because it picks up on you? Okay, is this the question answered?
Yeah, for sure.
So the next question is, I just wanted to ask about how to deal with my reactive aggression dog. So we will call in Maiter. Please ask your question first. And I do not accept any advertising for your business. It's a clear Q&A about dog training. Okay, so Pistachio is on board. Meanwhile, I grabbed the opportunity to get some water.
Excuse me.
I cannot hear you yet. I think you're soon coming up. Good, let me grab some water, be right back. So if your system doesn't work, it's fine. I will answer the question anyway. Good, so check out. Is she on? No, it's just me. Okay, so answering your question. I'm waiting. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Let's see if she's going on. Maybe that works now. Okay, it doesn't work. So you want to log out.
Did you click on the camera and unlock?
Okay, so answering your question. First of all, I need you to, I will ask you questions.
Hey,
First of all, I need the dog's age, gender.
Okay, I think I turned it on now and it's working. Awesome.
And a little bit of
Okay, so I just want to talk about my dog and I will tell you a little bit about what's going on. My dog is a mix of a Border Collie and Labrador. And she was the friendliest thing, and her reactive behavior started first time I noticed when she was about maybe 5 months old. And what happened is I had her in my car, and some lady just I was waiting in a parking lot at a store, and some lady just walked by and she was like, "Oh, what a cute doggy!" And my dog started barking all of a sudden. So I think that she's also like really protective of my property. And I used to take her to the dog park when she was a puppy at all times, and she used to play with the dogs. There was no problem with that until the winter time came around, and the dog park got so muddy, and I kept her inside for the whole winter until the weather started becoming good again. So then when I took her to the dog park for the first time after a long break, she had a fight with that other dog, and just for no apparent reason. And usually what I notice is her aggressive behavior comes out when the dog comes close to me, close to my stuff, close to my car. She barks when anybody comes to the door at my apartment. But she's totally fine if she's playing at a dog park and I'm somewhere in the distance, maybe behind the fence. And it's just like she doesn't go to attack. What happens is she meets with the dog, they go nose to nose, butt to butt, and something just snaps. And then she goes for it. Like, same with people too. Like, she doesn't like staring, eye contact. She hates people touching her. So because of this, I feel like maybe my dog was not socialized properly. Maybe something happened in the dog park. I honestly have no idea. And I'm getting so sad because my dog, she seems like she really wants to socialize, but she just does not know how. And it's becoming a kind of a liability for me because I don't want her to bite any adults, kids, any dogs. I just want to get her out of the trouble. So what would you suggest for me to proceed? I'm thinking maybe I can get a muzzle and start taking her out to the dog park wearing a muzzle, but I don't know if that can even make the problem worse.
Okay. Answering your question. Few dropouts, so I couldn't listen to you. I want to post a picture, and while I do that, I want you to repeat again from the time that you said you go to the park. I lost your voice, so I want you to tell me again.
Right now
I know that you
5.
have a lab. I don't hear the age, and I didn't hear
she started
about
her reactivity
okay, 5 years old.
At about 9 months, and it just kept getting worse and worse. Every time I go to the dog park, it seems like something just snaps. Like she would play with some dog for like a tiny bit. She would sniff a dog. Like she does not go to attack, but her aggression comes out when, like after a few seconds, like when something just goes off, and usually she is just really protective of myself and my property. Okay. Okay,
I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to tell me.
Well, I'm a little bit nervous. This is my first time coming on Blab, actually sitting on the spot. I never talked on Blab. I just kind of stay in chat and observe. My name is Anna.
So, yeah. Welcome.
Her name is Kalisi.
What's your name?
I hear an
Russian.
Accent.
Anna.
But I live in Canada,
Where are you
in
from,
Toronto.
Anna?
Yes.
Good. So you're.
Oh, thank you.
I was
oh my God, that's a compliment.
I want to tell you that you sound like Canadian. So I'm looking as we speak right now. I'm looking for a picture that I have available on my documents, Google Drive. I found it, and I will post that picture. So because I want you to see it.
Well, I'm not too far from you. I mean, just outside of Toronto in Welland, Niagara Falls.
So it's just, it really breaks my heart because I feel like, dogs, they're social creatures, but I can't socialize her with anybody because I feel like my dog has become sort of like a liability. She's really sweet to us. She has never been aggressive to me, but it's just to other people and dogs.
Okay. So I can pictures. Let me see if I can open the pictures. Okay, now I can see the pictures. iCloud shared. No. Give me a few seconds. I'll
sure.
Find it because
take your
it's
time searching. I can just, speak to fill in the space. I can tell, I can talk tons about my dog. I see Martina Blue is.
Okay, I want you to tell me about What is your training
So
experience
zero.
so far?
I'm
What have you
thinking
done
to
so
take
far with your
her
dog?
to, aggression
What is your
behavior
dog
training
doing?
classes, but I don't want to take her to a couple. I want to save up a good amount of
Okay.
money because I know it could be expensive, and take her to a professional. But I even maybe need a referral. I need somebody good and somebody. Maybe I would consider that. This is actually the first time
You can
I
just work
come on
online
blog
with
just
Roman.
once in a while. And when I saw your topic, I got so excited. I'm like, okay, I have to come in. I have to check it out. Especially it's free. I can talk. I talked to a whole bunch of my friends, but I never talked to a professional before. And I also wanted to give in this little piece of info that I forgot to mention. My dog is not fixed. I know that could be the root of the problem.
No,
Is
mine is
yours
not,
a
and
male
he's
or
almost
female?
7 years old. And I have an English Mastiff, and he's
Oh,
not
okay,
fixed.
okay.
I had him, he's a mate, and I had him when he was 23
Yeah, mine is a
months old.
female.
And he's going to be 7 in
Oh, wow.
June about.
That's still below my weight.
And he's 160 pounds. It's more than my weight as well.
Okay. So I'm switching over here. I should have the picture ready for you guys. If it lets me do it. Kind of slow. It doesn't do what I want.
Oh, nice.
Don't know if we can see him down
No,
there. No,
I
not
don't
going to
like it.
show.
It's just,
He's on the
I
corner.
mentioned getting my dog fixed. I saw the comments, and I talked to some of my friends, and they were kind of telling me, oh, you should have fixed your dog on time. It's all because you didn't fix your dog. Well, you know what? There got to be a solution out there. There has to be. You just have to know how to approach it.
Yes. Right.
I see lots of icons, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Good. Can you see that?
Are you on the right?
That screen?
What
Good.
do you mean? Well, I
Okay,
don't
I'm
see a
waiting
picture.
until the
I
screen
do
goes
see a
over.
screen.
Did
Yes,
you see that
I see
screen?
your folder. Yeah, webinar pictures.
Yes.
Okay.
We just see all of your files, yeah.
Okay. So let's see if you see that picture that I have here.
Yeah, you broke up for a
Can you see
second.
that picture?
It was breaking up. I don't know what you said.
Do you see a new picture that I have here?
Which picture?
I'm sharing my screen.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the screen to show up on your screen. It just takes a while.
Yeah, we're seeing your screen.
Okay. Do you see a
from your computer?
Okay, I'm waiting for you to see a picture.
We see an amethyst. We see some autism.
Yeah,
ribbons.
I don't see an
and
actual
just a bunch
picture.
of
I
different
only
things.
see the content of your folder.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and I
I'm
see
trying.
the comments
I'm trying.
saying that fixing the dog won't help. I agree. I did some research too. It might help with the male, I've heard, because it's the testosterone sometimes that causes the male to be aggressive. But female, I believe it's more psychological. I'm pretty sure it's a learned behavior. Yeah, Roman, I do see something you're trying to open. And now it disappeared.
Yeah.
Right.
So it doesn't work. However, I can work with you. I can work with you online. The problem you have is you have to identify the trigger points of your dog.
I lost
now
you
have two basic issues going on. The first issue is maybe your dog is not capable of handling.
Yeah, we can't really follow what you're saying.
I'm repeating again. So
okay.
I feel your dog is not able to process so much excitement in a particular moment, and that makes him shut down. So let's say, for example, you have 7 cards, and for every thing that happens throughout the day, you're spending 1 card. So to go to the park, you basically spend already 3 cards, 1 to get for a walk.
Yeah.
Breaking up.
1 to
after car.
Okay, so you have only few cards left and too much cards spent. So what I would suggest is to identify how much stress can your dog handle and what level of stress your dog is in before you go in a park. For example, your dog is between 0 and 9, which 0 is sleeping and 9 is killing. When you leave the house, your dog is already at 5, which is already half the way to kill somebody. Then he sees a dog, he's going to 7. He gets close to the dog, he goes to 8. And then the dog makes a
kind
move,
of, but you know, Roman, what I feel though, I can tell you this.
Okay.
When my dog comes for a walk or goes to the car, I take her out very frequently. She's all familiar with the area around my apartment and with my car. Like, she gets happy, but I wouldn't say she's out of control. She's not like jumping around and going nuts, because like she's so used to going for walks. She's used to getting the car. Like, she does not get hyper though. It's just, however, if I take her to a new area, then she does get really excited.
Well, it needs. Okay, so you see already her getting in the car.
Right. Well, mine
gets in the
mine
car. She's already in a level that she is
Possibly,
still stable, but close to unstable. So,
yeah.
What I would like you to do, it's just now a theory. We're not working yet together. I'm just giving you an overview.
Up.
So you're too close to the edge, and when something happens, she falls apart. Some dogs do not like to be approached because they don't feel confident to handle the rest of it. So it's your
and I can talk a little bit while you're doing that.
How connected you both are.
I've heard that you have to be a pack leader, and I feel like maybe that's one of my areas of weakness, because I love my dog so much, and I kind of let her get away with lots of things. So that's something I need to work on, but I just don't know how.
Hands up. You don't need to be the pack leader.
I'm a nurse.
My answer is you don't need to be a pack leader. And my question is, what do you do for a living? What is your work? Okay.
It depends what you mean a pack
when you're
leader.
Working that shift?
It really depends, because when you are a nurse, you are focusing on your patient. Patient is your everything.
Exactly.
Good. Now you have your
I guess so, but maybe a partner. I would more call it a partner.
Is she the pack leader?
Oh, Roman, you froze.
That's a better word.
Is a team.
I want to hear about the pack leader stuff.
He's not a slave that you have to control him.
Yeah, we didn't hear a thing.
Okay. The pack leadership is a confused situation, and the one who invented it basically declared it. I said, sorry guys, I did a mistake. I didn't know back in the 70s that what we knew, and that's what I said. So if dogs were a pack, then if dogs were pack animals, they would not be able to function alone. Okay? If you see dogs as team members, as individual professionals, then you will see.
Now let's talk about the pack leader. How about those dog walkers? So I've seen dog walkers come to the dog park having like 15 dogs on the leash, and they're in charge. You know, the dogs, those 15 dogs that the dog walker is holding, they are listening to that dog walker. So I thought there's the pack leader for you out there. The dogs are, they're not fighting in between each other. Although I honestly, I'm not sure. I don't know how true my words are right now.
He is a trusted member. They trust him. That's why he's the pack leader. Okay. They trust him. That's why he's the pack leader. He's a team leader. And he has professionals next to him that follows his instructions. If you see him as a pack leader, and if he's not saying anything, everything falls apart. So if you see dogs as individual team members who are professionals, and the only thing you want is to tell them the job, and then you call it off when you need it.
Yeah,
it's like
again,
you working in the hospital as a nurse. You're a professional. You don't need a pack leader to tell you all the time what to do. Right?
You're professional, yeah.
Okay, so I want to identify the description of a pack leader and make sure that we're not talking about a dictatorship. We're talking about a person who's clearly identified the job description. The dog understands his job description, and the only thing you do is to call that job description off when you need it. So your dog is struggling by connecting to you, and he doesn't trust himself finding a solution out of the problem that he's into. The problem with the pack leadership is that nobody is focusing on the problem the dog has. Everybody's focusing on the mess he makes. So I want you to focus on how do I solve my dog's problem? What's his problem? How does he feel about the situation? Okay? And when you can answer the question, why is my dog like that? Is he scared of getting in trouble and he's cornered because he has the leash and he has nobody to help him, so he's on his own, and you just stand there standing with the leash and freaking out, and the dog has to deal with it. So if it's not the picture, then
I'm thinking it's Roman's internet.
Understand that you can help him in that situation, and you know
there's
a way
something
out.
You can
so
do
in order to give your dog it's by internet. So
it's even worse.
You have to create a situation where the dog understands that you can help him solve the problem. Okay, so show the dog that you are here and you know the situation, you understand how he feels like, and you know how to get him out of the situation. That's the big picture. The small picture is that you teach your dog what to do in particular questions. If you have a problem with something, what do? I ask you for permission to kill him. Good. Well, then if you ask me a question, I can give you the answer yes or no, right? But the moment he asks you a question, he
so how
is
do I
ready
tell her the answer?
to
Don't
receive
kill
the
them.
answer. Well, the answer for you is
you have to catch her before.
The answer is trust me. Okay? And I want the dog to trust you, not to fail. Okay? And I will post a video later after we're done with the session. If you join the group that somebody posted before, you will see a few videos there, because I can prove you that the dog who has no connection with the handler will most likely overreact to a situation because he's responsible for the owner in that situation. In that time, when you take over, okay, you take over and your dog understands that he can trust you because you always show that you figure things out, then why should he get in trouble if you can fix it? The old dog has an option to walk away from the problem. He doesn't need always to fix it. But if nobody's there to fix it, he's automatically
so there has to be a way to communicate this to the dog.
So he has no way out. Because
through
dogs
your body
will
language
pick up
of
the
some
missing
sort?
stuff. Exactly. So our first session.
Correct. Yeah.
First of all, the dog has to be in that level. You talking to him doesn't mean the dog will listen. Okay? So I have two or three exercises that encourage the dog to understand who you are in that relationship. Okay? It's like your partner. If you have a husband, why do you have a husband? What made you choose that person to be your partner? Because he's an idiot? No. Because you tell him something and he never does it? No. It's because you want to trust him and he cannot even bring your coffee to the table? No. It's because you have that relationship, okay, that communication skills, that if you have a problem, he will figure it out. And
I hear you partially, but okay, I sort of get your message.
And now you feel that connection. Now you relax because you know that somebody's on your back. Good. So I guarantee you that in less than 5 sessions, you have completely control over your dog. I'm not saying perfect, okay, but from the first session, you will see such a huge improvement of his behavior. And you will be able to see the switching from like, wow, I never knew that you know all this stuff, Mom. He says, yeah, you never asked me the question. So if you don't ask me the question, I cannot give you the answer.
I lost it. I lost the question.
If you don't get the question from the dog, you have no right to interfere in his job. Okay, if your dog never asks the question, you will never be able to change his job because he's so focused on his job that you have no right to interfere in his job.
Okay.
So imagine you are a nurse and you're doing it at that moment, you do a ventilation, right? And somebody of his neighbors comes over and tells you, stop doing this. And you says, who are you to tell me what to do? Back off, get out of my room. And that's exactly what the dog is feeling like if he wants to deal with the dog and you yank him no. You have no clue what is going on there. He doesn't trust you. So first you establish communication, then you establish your relationship.
You know what, Roman, though, I did notice that lately my dog is getting better and better in terms of obedience. So she kind of figured out that sometimes if there is like if I have her off leash, I do have her off leash once in a while when there is no people around. But should like a dog or a person start approaching, she does look at me with a question in her eyes. Like she does not just go off trying to fight that dog. She does make a pause.
Good.
And I tell her not to go. I tell her to stay. I tell her you're not allowed to go.
What is your answer to her question?
That's true.
Well, you don't solve the problem yet.
Okay.
You just tell her don't deal with it. And who's dealing then? If you don't fix it, who's going to fix it? So what you do is you create an answer job. Don't fix this because we have to do that first.
Okay.
Obedience.
Yeah, I agree.
Doesn't help you because obedience just suppresses the need. Okay? So if you don't fix the problem, obedience always holds the dog in that stress, but never accomplishing the job.
I missed it. I missed you at if you don't fix the problem, obedience.
Make sense? So
yeah, we didn't hear anything. Yeah.
Okay, website?
I want you to go.
Maybe you can type in the chat the website?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
She got it. Jess got it.
And yeah, and get in contact with me there. Good. So it's an easy case. It's not complicated. It will not take you more than 1 or 2 sessions to see the huge improvement, and it will take you about 5 sessions to be able to walk in the park and not getting a frantic dog. I'm not saying that he will play with dogs yet, but you will have a better.
Where?
Okay. Okay, I think you're unfroze now. Hello, Roman?
Did I answer your question so far?
But
I don't know if you can hear us.
Probably, yeah, totally. I'll definitely consider it because
you'll have to
I
get
can see
into like
there's
a
little
chat
reviews
with
in
him,
the
maybe
chat
FaceTime
saying
or
how great
Skype.
romance exercises are. I definitely do want to try to start doing something about it. I actually, honestly, I just finished school. I was way too busy to, deal with my dogs this year. I kept putting it away. But now I just saw the opportunity. I jumped on it because my coworkers, my friends, I talk about my dog's problem. They're like, you know what? You're gonna have children yourself. You're gonna give your dog away, right? And I'm like, no, I love my dog. I don't want this to get bad, and I don't want my dog to, bite anybody so that I get sued. That's not pretty. That's horrible. So yeah, I'm really interested to, start doing something, giving it a try, and maybe that would be my first step. Trying romance exercises, getting his advice. So I'm gonna go on the website and check it out. So yeah, and honestly, like, my dog, she's not a killer. Like, she does not want to, get out there and to kill anybody. It's just if somebody comes to me, she gotta react. She gotta attack. Like right now, I was just on my way out for a walk, and I think a lady came in. There's two ladies that came through the door. One is I know lives in my building. The other one is like a little bit of a developmental delay. And she's like, oh, what a cute dog. And she started walking towards my dog. I just put my dog between my legs, put her in the corner, and I could feel how tense she was, just like ready to go. And we're like, no, please don't touch my dog. And it's just like, it's not fun to live in this kind of a style. So yeah, thank you, Roman.
Yeah, I got you.
Froze again. But okay, I think I'm going to get going. Good. And Roman, I'll be in touch with you.
I will log off for a little bit. I'll try to reboot. Okay?
Yes. Yeah, make sure you give him a call.
As well?
And then we can, once she's all better, we can meet. We're only an hour from each other.
Yeah, totally. Good. And driving is not a problem for me.
Yeah,
I love
just
going on road trips
an hour and a half
whatnot.
traffic away from you.
It's all good.
Yep, she is studying it. She's almost there.
Roman, I'm so sorry. You're frozen.
For sure.
So I'm just gonna get off and. Oh, sure, Sophia. I'll appreciate it. Please.
I'll give you my.
Okay,
I'll give you
got
my
it.
email.
Got the website. Got the email. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a pleasure. I hope to be in touch with you soon. Good night. Okay. Bye-bye.
Yes, give him a call. All right, you take care. Bye. What happened to Roman?
Yay, better. I totally froze. I was like not doing anything. Better now? Good. So, Tommy, can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, good. So, did I miss somebody? I saw a Tommy wants to call in. Who is Tommy?
Yes.
Hi, Tommy. Do you want to call in when Roman comes back? Okay. I just missed it. Good. Yeah, there are more Canadians here that are Americans. Like, who do we have here? I see Tia. Okay. Hi, Tia. And who's next? Next is Kara is also here. Yay. Then we have Jess. Thank you, Jess, for helping today. She's really doing a great job on the background. And Sophie here is holding the grounds. So, Tia, why are you here? Okay. And goodbye, my friend. We're not tramping around here. So, okay. good. Pull still with cars and people. Okay, that's the easy fix. What's your next problem? Yeah, I have a very good leash video. I don't know if somebody has it handy. I'll try to find it without losing you guys. Oh, maybe I can do something else. Maybe I can do it from a blab. Okay, this is what I do. I try to find it on my phone and post it here. Smart me, right? So, meanwhile, so you saw the video. Jesus, you're ahead of time. So what I want you to focus when you saw the video, let's take an example here. Let me grab something that looks like a leash. Oh, here we go. So let me fix my phone here. So when, oh, even better. Let's do this and everybody can watch. So we put that here, over there. We see my message board, like over there. Good. Do we see that? Nice. Cool stuff. That's from our yesterday stuff. So I'm not Mordillo, so I'm not making nice drawings of dogs, right? So this is you, that's your body, and then you have your dog, okay? This is ears and his nose. He looks like a mouse, right? He's not. So I will show, can you guys see that? Okay, okay, I got the message. It's too far away. Let me see what I can do. Give me a second. I'll figure it out. Good. So
I'll go get some water up your bag.
We do this, and then we do that. Awesome. Better? Looks better, right? Good. Let's pretend it's better. Good. Hi, Stephanie. Good. Okay, now we got it. So, that's you, and that's your dog. Okay? So you're walking in that direction, and your dog, what he does, he's smart. He says, you know, Mom, I know exactly where you're going. Let me show you where we're going. And all of a sudden, you have a dog going forward. So let me make this darker here so you can see where I am. Okay? We can see that. So that's the dog, and he's going ahead. Now the leash is still loose. Okay? That moment where the dog is going ahead and the leash is still loose, I want you to change direction by turning into the leash and walk in the other direction. Okay? And what happens now is suddenly the dog who was walking in his projected direction, all of a sudden he fails because he's going in the other direction. And guess what happens? He's really pissed because he thought that you're going in the same direction and suddenly you're not. But the worst thing will be that he didn't see you turning. Why? Because he didn't look at you. So what happens with dogs, if we make his eyes like that, okay, that's the dog's eyes, and his muzzle, right, and he has his nose, he has 130 degrees angle where he can see things. Okay?
Yeah, Tia, she commented that when she used the technique, she was doing great.
The problem there is not the leash problem. Your problem is excitement.
People, and then she gets excited and wants everyone to
So
pet
you have to work on the excitement level, and I have a video for that too, which will stop the dog and will lower 1 point the excitement. The problem is you don't know what to do after you get there. So basically, you create that condition of the dog lowering down his excitement, and then you're losing him back towards his trigger. And that's the problem you're struggling with. So I'm happy to help you with that, because I will not be able to explain it to you like, here, I need to have a dog with me, and I can show you exactly how the excitement control looks like, or give you a better description. But we don't have enough time. So what you want in that condition, let me finish up here. Yes, 130 degrees, usually, depending on what kind of dogs do you have, depending on how his eye condition is. Okay, is it looking on the side or is it looking forward? So you want to always walk in your dog's blind spot and make the turn. You don't want to be next to you. You want to achieve that the dog is forced to go backwards and walk next to you, so he can always see you in his blind spot. So you should be in his sight vision. That's where you want to walk the dog. That's where you want the dog to walk. If you see a problem, the only thing I do is, okay, let's go, make a U-turn and go in the other direction. That's how I solve it. And I have a video, if you saw my last Facebook post from my friend T-Bone, this is the second time we went in a tricky situation where a loose lap was on the street and he doesn't do well with dogs at that point. We made a U-turn, we just walked away and we were done with it. So I'm solving his problem, I make the guy disappear. So cars, I have another video that I did that was 2 years ago with a Great Pyrenees, that he would go ballistic seeing a car. And in the snow in the winter of Connecticut, that wasn't an easy task, because him making a U-turn, chasing the cars, meaning is you're on the floor being like a snowplow, which is not very happy. Okay, so I want you to tag me on one of your videos that you will make. You post it on your page and you tag me if we are Facebook friends. Good. And the last question. Thank you so much, Tia. You're very welcome to post on my Romance Canine training, and you can leave me like maybe a 5-star review, maybe, if you want to. Good. Yeah, because it works. It doesn't intimidate the dog. It gives him a clear job description. It doesn't make you being weird. You're not choking your dog. You're not kicking your dog. You're not yelling at your dog. You just show him that we just changed direction, buddy. Let's go in the other direction. That's it. Yeah. So I want to focus a little bit on the last video I posted from T-Bone, where we are working on putting on the leash. So T-Bone is a trauma dog. He was abused in his very near past. And the problem was that he was so abused that the neighbor stepped in and adopted the dog. Unfortunately, the neighbor who saved the dog from the abuser had his own turmoil, and he had to let go of the dog. He lost his house, so he couldn't care for the dog. And the dog ended up in a city condition, so the dog was seized, and he stayed in a shelter for kind of almost 4 months or 5 months. And he had no basic training. He was basically kind of a stray dog. So he has a leash reaction that it's very interesting to watch, because he shows all this avoidance and fear conditioning that we see. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him, how cute he turns, which is basically absolutely fear. And I want you guys to see that, because many times we approach a dog who gives that sign that looks cute, but basically we encourage him because we pet him for that. So in order to heal that dog from that condition, I don't want you to pet him. I don't want you to approach the dog. I want you to stay away from the dog. And you will see on the first video on the first sequence, when I approach T-Bone with my leash in the hand, he's going to that condition like that, and I move backwards, and he goes back into that condition. So I'm going forward, and he does this again, and I'm going backwards again. So I'm telling him, that clear message you send me, I will not intimidate your space. I change position, I give him space, he walked forward to me, and then he sat down in front of the gate, and then he turned his head, and he says, I don't want that leash on me. So obviously he had so much, he was choked eventually, or he had a prong collar on, which means you put the leash on that hurts on my neck, I don't want that, so he turned away. And I showed him the leash, and he turned away. I didn't force him to do that. I wanted him free will. So because he knew that he wanted to get out, which video is the T-Bone video? I'll post it on my Facebook page as soon as we close the blab. It's let me see if I.
Where is it now?
It's on T-Bone's page. It's the last.
Where is it now?
Okay, it's his last video that I posted. Maybe Martina can put it on. Is Martina here somewhere? I don't see Martina. Okay. So yeah, well, and then I give him space, I give him time. So the next thing he does, he wants to avoid the conflict, and he goes down, which I respect because I go down too. I'm going down to his level. I'm not pushing him yet, but I wait for the signal where he turns to me and he says, I feel better this way to put the leash on. And then I give him the leash over his head. Okay, that's a very detail where the moment he turns to me, I put him his leash on and I have a sleepover leash, and then he stands up. So that was for me the goal. He gave me permission to put his leash on his terms. That's how I work on his confidence. Good. Any other questions? Okay, so let me grab the video. Let me see if I can do that here. No, it's T-Bone. I'll find it.
Is it an
I
Austin
think
Pet
my
alive?
internet goes pretty good.
Mm.
I think I can make it to my Facebook page. Yeah, it's so much bandwidth with his beta, and I have pretty good connection. I'm on cable. I'm waiting for Google Fiber. I'm almost there.
Oops. The heck is that?
Okay. Let me see if I can find it. T-Bone, I found it. So I'll post it on my romance. I'll post it on my page. I shouldn't be there. Just a second. Good. I'm getting there. Sorry, my voice is a mess. So I grabbed this Facebook page and I post it on the blab. Okay. Yay. So that's his Facebook page.
Services content is not available. Let's see.
Good. So it should be visible. Good. And how does it feel with this thunder shirt, Kara? Good. Okay. So Tia, also please go to my webpage and sign up or get in contact with me so we can take things in order. Good. Okay. So I think we're 40 minutes over time, which I love because we had fun today. Even we had problems. And thank you, Sophie, for catching up and be the buffer. And then thank you, Jess, for supporting on the background. I think I would not be able to do these blabs if I didn't have your help. And Martina isn't on board today, but she also helps me a lot in the background. Sometimes she helps me with the scripts. And sometimes she's like, why are you doing that blab? People want something else. And I was like, okay, let's do something else then. So yeah, I appreciate that help. It's important because I can do only as much as I can. And have help on the background makes things like work smoother. And we can help people. I think that blab gives me a wider range to reach out to people who would not reach out to a trainer. Like the lady from Canada, I don't recall her name, Pistachio. Anna, right? Anna from Toronto. Exactly. She doesn't have. She hires a trainer.
Anna.
She doesn't know who she's hiring.
Anna from Toronto.
Okay, and I think one of our last blabs was about. Can you hear me? Okay. One of the previous blab was about hiring a trainer and what options of training sessions you have. And some people called me later and says, well, I didn't know that we have all these training options. I was like, yeah, I thought like positive training is just positive training. No, it's not. Positive training is not always positive training. I call positive training sometimes it's just to feel the client positively happy. And nobody cares about the dog. And Sophie and Martina have that ability, and I like it because you guys can think beyond that point. You really think from the dog's perspective and not just say that you do. I was watching today a guy video, and I posted it on our holistic tribe group. And it was this guy always said here and there and that and here, and that's what dogs want and that's what dogs need. And I was like, dude, do you see your dog? Like, come on, you come up with this fancy stuff. It's like, I'm telling, oh, this is what women want. You have no freaking clue what women want. You have no freaking clue what your dog wants. And his lady was so impressed that her dog was so good on the leash. Well, he's scared the shit oops out of the dog. Like, yeah, he will, like, he's walking on eggshells. Like, he won't do it there and doing anything. Well, it helps the owner, but it doesn't help the dog.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
So in a condition where this trainer walks away from the situation and this owner is there for a month, his dog will regret. He will go back where he was because the trainer is not there. And that's the problem. And then finally, if the dog fails, then it's the dog's fault. But guess what? The owner feels a failure because he thinks he's screwed up. Well, he wasn't. The system screwed him up. And I'm not saying my method or the holistic method is the best, but it gives you so many options. It gives you absolutely the most options available to exclude any possibility to fail. If that's not it, it's that. And if it's not, it's that. But it is something. So if you're only a positive trainer, you are restrained to be in that positive path, in that narrow green line. If you're a compulsive trainer, you're walking on that narrow red line. So if you're, let's say, a balanced trainer, where you're in between the green and between the red line, so on the yellow line, it's also narrow. But you're using the holistic method, all of a sudden, you see a completely new dimension that's above these three lines. all of a sudden you include emotional value, and then you include companionship, and you include teamwork, and like, wow, I didn't know that exists. I thought my dog is stupid. No, he's not. He's just disconnected, and gives you that options how to connect with your dog, and gives you that options not to be the pack leader, but just be a help for your dog when he needs it, and not just being a jerking your dog and tell him how stupid he is and no and yell at him, but not understanding that he has a problem. And Sophie doesn't have an easy dog. He's a stubborn, how many 200-pound dogs? And she's walking in the winter alone, and he wants to walk away from her. He takes her, he schleps her all over the place. She will be like a sled.
No.
Right. But so she's not yelling at him. He's just choking and jerking him. He's just, let's go.
If he
Let's
wants
go.
to,
And I can hear her voice in the video. Let's go. And she just walks away from it. And it's like, okay, mom. And it's, oh. Good. So I almost lose my voice. So thank you very much, everyone, for your help today.
That's him.
And we are meeting each other next Saturday. So question, and all these questions. My last question, and I need some help. What day do you think is the best to do these webinars? Well, I was thinking maybe do it on Wednesday. Is a good day.
Whichever
Wednesday,
day works,
7 o'clock, where everybody's at home. It's not the weekend. There are no sports. Hi, Doug. So, is it Saturday a good day? Is it Friday a good day? I don't know. For me, it's every day a good day because at that time I'm at home anyway. But I feel during the week would be something that my best day is Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, like after 7. I'm like chilled. My weekend is gone. The dogs are gone on Monday. I am like cleaning up my yard, clean up the house, and just feel good about it. Okay, sometimes Good. So I would like your feedback. Just post me the times and days that you would like to have, and I see how I can
make my own schedule. So
and maybe
I just need to know.
I post a question, a poll on our group, and we see when is the best time for everybody. Good. So not Tuesday. Wednesday, Sunday works best for me. Good. So we have one Wednesday, and I'm a yay for Wednesday. Who else is on Wednesday? Good. Who else is on Wednesday?
Wednesday is good.
How about Douglas? Critical thinker, skepticist, financial analyst, and chemist. This is awesome. Douglas, when is your best day? Is Wednesday a good day for you? Douglas is a silent watcher. He's checking out. Good. Okay, so Douglas is good for Wednesday. Just post Wednesday so I can check it out. What's up, buddy? You want to go out? Yeah, you're next. Good. Okay, so Wednesday. Our next blab. Okay, let's check. Our next blab is in May. Next blab is May 4th. And is 8 o'clock a good time? 8 Central Time. Like almost good. Okay. I put it in for 8 o'clock for now. And we can still push it.
That's good.
8 p.m. So 8 p.m. we just put Q&A because I think that's more helped for most of you guys. And not just me talking stuff. Well, I'm talking anyway. But it's not talking what I want, but so we can talk what you guys want or need. And I think that's what the blab is for. Because if I want to be on a TV show, I will make it my TV show. No, I can't. I'm just joking. Okay. Hi, Steve. Hi, Maya. So what we're talking about, we're almost done here, but you can still watch the review. And she's a warrior against poverty in all languages. Delia, a fan of Jesus Christ. Okay. Love the rock of, okay, cool. Awesome. So we talk about dog stuff here. And Steve is a science and math instructors. He's gone. Okay. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. And how about Pomeranians? I love Pomeranians. They're cute. What's going on with the Pomeranians? Ah, you're a dogma. Okay. Dogma, exactly. Good. So, if you guys need help and cannot wait until Wednesday, you're welcome to go to my website, www.romanscaninetraining.com, and you can get in contact with me there and just get things done. Otherwise, exactly Wednesday, 8 o'clock, same time. So don't forget to follow me on my blog, so you get all these updates. Sometimes I'm a lazy son of a bark and I'm not posting it in time, but now that we are finally on Wednesday, 8 o'clock, I will book ahead and the post will be there. On the page I'm on, there is a breed aggression question. I cannot do it right now, but Kara, you're welcome to arrange your own webinar, and I'm happy to host it. Okay, so you invite your guys, okay, and we do Kara's Wealthy's Q&A webinar, and we have your guys that are asking all these questions they want. How about that? And if you have something and you're joining a group and you think you can help, I'm very welcome to make an event on your group. Exactly. That was awesome. Martina will do a cat behavior blab. Martina the gut whisperer. Awesome. That was a good thing. And Jess, I would like your feedback on your project at some point. Any feedback would be great. So thank you very much for today. It was nice talking to you. And it's 9:28, and we did a 1 hour and 28 minutes webinar. Okay. So have a nice weekend or end of it, and see you on Wednesday. And I'll book it right now. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.